In 2015, Spirit Airlines was printing money. 43.4% of revenue came from fees alone, not from ticket sales. Costs were 8.7 cents per seat mile, the lowest in the industry. Passengers despised them. That hatred was the business model. Then came 1,321 cancellations, a $75 million FAA penalty, and a descent that traces all the way back to a single memo from 1992. Spirit Airlines wasn't born to be loved. Back in 1992, the company's top brass gathered in a cramped boardroom with a single question on the table. How do you stop bleeding cash when you're $110 million in the red? The answer landed in a memo that would haunt the industry for decades. No more free drinks. No more checked bags. No more pretending to be Delta on a dime. The memo's language was blunt. Abandon the full-service fantasy, copy the Europeans, and unbundle everything. The only way out was to strip the business down to its bones and charge for every scrap left on the plate. The numbers were ugly. By 2004, Spirit had racked up losses that would have sunk a less stubborn airline. The board, desperate, started hunting for new blood and deeper pockets. That is when Indigo Partners and Oaktree Capital Management showed up with a $195 million capital injection. The rescue wasn't charity. The term sheet spelled it out: maximize aircraft hours, slash per seat costs, and squeeze every possible dollar from ancillary revenue. No more hiding behind base fares. The model was about survival, not service. Then came Ben Baldanza, hired as president and chief operating officer in January 2005. He was the architect nobody saw coming. Baldanza wasn't interested in nostalgia. He had cut his teeth at US Airways and American Airlines, and he knew the old playbook was dead. In 2005, in an interview, Baldanza did not mince words. He said they were not there to offer luxury. They were there to offer people something more than just a low price. They were going to break the rules. Spirit's early board meetings read like war councils. The founders, battered by years of red ink, signed off on a plan that made fees the star of the show. Every checked bag, every seat assignment, every soda, priced and itemized. The company's new DNA was written in the fine print. The bet was simple. If you cannot make people love you, make them pay you. The cash infusion, the rebrand, and the arrival of Baldanza set the stage. The era of the ultra-low-cost carrier had begun, and Spirit was ready to teach America what no frills really meant. Spirit Airlines didn't just invent the fee menu, they weaponized it. By 2015, the numbers told a story that Wall Street couldn't ignore. 43.4% of all Spirit's revenue came from ancillary charges, not tickets, not upgrades. Fees for bags, for seats, for printing a boarding pass, for the right to board before the stampede. Nearly half the money Spirit pulled in that year didn't come from flying people from A to B. It came from charging them for everything else. The company's 10K for 2015 reads like a victory lap. Cost per available seat mile, CASM, hit a record low of 8.7 cents. That's not just a number. In an industry where every penny counts, Spirit's CASM was less than half of what American or Delta reported. Investors saw a machine that could turn a $39 fare into a $120 transaction, all while running planes for less than anyone else in the game. Analysts at the time called it a miracle of modern capitalism. Spirit's executives didn't even try to hide the playbook. In the earnings call, Ben Baldanza said, "We make money because we charge for what people actually use." The math backed him up. Baggage fees, seat assignments, food, and even water. Each line item grew faster than the core ticket price. By the end of 2015, Spirit's average ancillary revenue per passenger had climbed above $10, with baggage alone making up the largest chunk. The airline's internal projections aimed even higher, targeting a 45% ancillary share by the decade's end. On paper, the model looked bulletproof. Spirit's margins soared. Planes flew at full capacity. Investors piled in, chasing the promise of endless upsell. The company's base fares undercut every rival, but the real money was in the fine print. Every new fee, every tweak to the booking flow, every policy change was a lever to squeeze another dollar from a captive audience. By 2015, Spirit had become the poster child for the ultra-low-cost carrier model. The numbers crowned the strategy: 43.4% ancillary, 8.7 cents, CASM, a business built not on loyalty, but on relentless efficiency and the economics of hate. For a moment, it looked like the perfect crime, until the cracks started to show. Inside Spirit Airlines' boardroom, the real bombs were not hidden in the fine print. They were signed off at the top. In 2017, the board greenlit a $2.5 billion fleet overhaul, swapping out the aging MD-80s for shiny Airbus A320neos. The pitch was simple: cut fuel costs by 15%, lock in lower per-seat spending, and keep the ultra-low cost model humming. But the board memo, stamped and filed, skipped one thing: any real risk assessment for maintenance or supply chain headaches. No one ran the numbers on how a new fleet would scramble spare parts, training, or repair times. The decision was locked in anyway. A ticking clock started counting down. 12 months later, Spirit's route map exploded. In 2018, the airline added 27 new city pairs in one shot. The logic was classic Spirit: flood the market, fill the planes, and squeeze every seat for cash. But the new routes never came with extra crew or maintenance reserves. The internal scheduling dashboard flagged a risk. Crew coverage was running at minimums, just 5% above legal limits. It did not matter. The expansion rolled ahead, and the cracks started to spider out beneath the surface. Then came the infamous 2019 memo. The Operations Committee, led by Kristen McDonald, pushed for a $200 million investment in predictive maintenance software, an AI system that could catch engine failures before they grounded planes. CEO Ted Elliott shot it down. He wrote, "Capital stays focused on growth, not on maintenance that just keeps the lights on." The veto was final. No new software, no safety net. Every dollar stayed in the war chest for expansion, not reliability. By the end of 2019, Spirit's internal dashboards showed on-time performance slipping, spare parts thinning out, and maintenance delays stacking up. But the board kept betting on the next quarter's numbers. The bomb was set. No one knew when it would go off, but everyone knew who signed the order. December 3rd, 2022. Spirit Airlines operations buckled in a way no spreadsheet could predict. In 2 days, 1,321 flights disappeared from departure boards across the country. Families slept on terminal floors from Orlando to Los Angeles, clutching yellow tickets that had become useless. Luggage stacked up behind locked counters. Social media filled with videos of stranded travelers and staff outnumbered by angry crowds. The Bureau of Transportation Statistics confirmed the scale. Spirit's worst cancellation event ever. The FAA responded with force. On January 19, 2023, Spirit faced a civil penalty of $75 million, the largest in its history. The agency cited falsified crew logs and flights operated with dangerously thin staffing. Inspectors found pilots stretched past legal limits, a scheduling system running on fumes, and a pattern of risk that regulators refused to ignore. The fine was more than a rebuke. It was a shot across the bow of the ultra-low-cost model, a warning that relentless cost-cutting had finally crossed a line. As Spirit scrambled, rivals pounced. JetBlue launched a $3.8 billion bid, promising to overhaul Spirit's battered network and fix its reputation. Frontier fired back with a $3.6 billion offer, pledging to keep fares low and expand the fee-for-everything model. Boardrooms erupted. SEC filings revealed late-night calls, frantic negotiations, and a split among shareholders, some desperate to sell, others clinging to the last budget airline standing. Then, on July 4th, 2023, the Department of Justice filed an antitrust lawsuit targeting the JetBlue deal, warning it would crush competition on 31 routes and drive up fares. Spirit's stock plunged 12% in a day. Lawsuits mounted. Passengers, still reeling from December, faced a summer of chaos. Inside Spirit, panic and exhaustion set in. Every headline, another cancellation, another lawsuit, another regulatory blow, made clear that the model had finally hit its breaking point. Spirit Airlines gambled on the idea that hate is just another line item. Today, regulators and rivals are circling, while passengers still fill the seats, at least for now. The question is, how long can a business profit from contempt before the final bill comes due? Drop your thoughts below.